In my life, I've loved you more. Why does that sound so cool and dreamy? Today, I want to talk about the minor 4 chord, a popular chord change that is also a mode change, which means it's a mood change, and how I've used this chord in my own songs for that dreamy effect. This is just one of a few videos that I'm making to introduce you to some simple theory concepts that have inspired me to write new songs. I'm also going to include chapters in these videos, so if you hear something that you already know, just skip ahead to the next chapter. I'm also going to show things on a keyboard, and then at the end of the video, I'll show you how to apply these things to the guitar. Previously, I talked about how to think about and hear mode changes and how they change the mood of a song. If you missed that video, it's right here. Another popular chord change that is a mode change, meaning a mood change in a song, is the minor 4. It's also pedantically, it's called the minor subdominant. But if you do a Google search for the minor subdominant, you won't find nearly as much relevant stuff as if you search for like songs with the minor 4. And even people who are music professors who might explain to you why it's actually called the minor subdominant, they will understand what you're talking about if you say the minor 4 chord. It can also be called a borrowed chord, because what you're doing is you're borrowing that chord from another mode. And that concept of borrowing can help you with the idea that you're not going to stay here. You're not really changing keys. You're just borrowing this chord for a moment to make this dreamy effect in this song. You're going to come back to that key. What the hell am I doing here? I don't belong here. Wake me up when September ends. A really great take on this chord is Santo and Johnny's Sleepwalk, which just takes this old doo-wop chord progression right? And it makes that F minor. That's cool, and it adds this dreaminess to it, and the song is called Sleepwalk. I think dreamy is the word that gets applied. That's the adjective that gets applied to that chord more than any other. So I'm an experiential learner, and it helps me to create something with something that I've learned. And I was thinking about this chord one day, and I was driving to Nashville to do my first professional co-write. And I thought, I can't think of a single song that goes from the minor, so let's say if we're in the key of C, we would have A minor to the 4 minor. I can't think of a single song that does that. To this day, I can't think of a single other popular song that does that. And it's such a cool change. It feels like a John Williams movie score. If you can think of another song that uses that change, please leave it in the comments. So I drove to Nashville, and the next day I met John Hamlin. He's a friend of mine, great songwriter, and we wrote this song called Sexy Jessie, which goes, it's in E, starts in E minor, so it's the relative minor of the key of G, which is how we would write it. If we were writing the music for this, we would write 1 F sharp in the key signature so that musicians could read this. So it starts in the E minor, which is minor, and it goes to the C minor. Oh, I love that change. And then to the C major, and ends on the G. Oh, now we're home. Oh, it's dark. Oh, it's darker. Oh, there's hope. Oh, everything's okay. I love this chord change. So one note before I play this is that when I go to the bridge, I turn the minor to a major. And that's something I talked about in my first video on modes, and you can go back and watch that. That major really introduces a lot of tension. It upsets the whole apple cart and makes this chord change to the A minor feel good, the D, back to the G. Oh man, I'm so glad we're out of that. Ah, oh, that doesn't feel good. Oh, ah, okay. Ah, back home with cuddles, yes. So look out for those changes and the minor 4 chord. And don't even think about it or look at my fingers, but maybe just try to hear it and feel it in your body when I get to that chord. On a lonely street, you move so sweet and slow. Smile for all your friends and men who'll never know. Sexy Jessie, sleep. sleeps alone. No one knows the mind behind your lovely mask. So you stay at home and no one dares to ask. Sexy Jessie sleeps alone. Yeah, in the night the candles burn your shadow on the blinds from the street. Who would know the evening always finds sexy Jessie sleeps alone. Yeah, sexy Jessie sleeps alone. So your panning for gold today is just to use that chord in some way. If you're in the key of C, then it's an F minor. If you're in the key of G, then it's a C minor. Whatever key you're in, let's say you're in the key of B flat. You just count up 4 notes, 1, 2, 3, 4 in that scale. That'd be an E flat minor to a B flat major. Again, there are advantageous keys on the guitar, so if I played that open in E major, then the A minor would have been immediately available. If I played it in the key of A, then D minor would be an open chord as well. So some keys will benefit you as a guitar player if you want to play big open chords. In that case, I had to play a C minor. I just had to bar it or play some funky thing down low, and that's what I did instead of moving it out of the key of E minor and G. So play with this. What if your verse started on that chord? So everybody thinks you're in a minor key and then you resolve to that 1 major. How would that feel? What if you incorporate the 2 major from my last video and then follow that with the 4 major and then this 4 minor? So Alan Parsons, Eye in the Sky. I've heard the accusation before, but I ain't gonna take any more. Oh, what a cool change. So let's do that again. This key of C has no flats or sharps, so we've got the 4 minor. So we've lowered that 1 note, so we're going dark, and then we go to the minor of the whole chord, which is dark, and then up to the brightness there, raising the F to an F sharp. So you can hear that lowering, and the minor is very dark, very bright. Beautiful, Alan Parsons. So just play with this chord and other chords until you find something that makes you feel a thing that you can't explain. And that's when you know you're onto something. Just really quick, record that. Once you feel that, record that feeling so you can remember that change that made you feel that thing. And the next thing you know, you're going to find some words that kind of fit that feeling, the dreamy feeling or the uplifting feeling, whatever the feeling is that you've created with those chords. Next thing you know, you're working on a song. Thank you for watching. Support this channel at patreon.com/Jonathan Byrd Music. You get discounts on workshops, you get early access to unlisted videos, all kinds of cool stuff. Plus you get to see behind the scenes, me creating things, and you support this free songwriting education for everyone. Share this video with a friend and challenge them to write a song. Challenge each other to write a song with these changes in them. And that accountability will make you do things that you wouldn't otherwise do if you just left it up to yourself and nobody knew your secret that you were working on. Share it with somebody, it'll make you do it. All right? Like this video, subscribe to the channel, click the bell for notifications, and don't forget to write.